Got a gorgeous morning here. Our team is just getting psyched up, ready. Blue is fast, by the way. That's the fastest color alive.
It goes boom, straight up. Straight up, it's gonna blast everything apart.
The Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic rolls once again through the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. 3 stages, 5 teams. On the line, $30,000 to their pros charity of choice.
You got this! You got folk on the rivet. Go get him, like them in.
It's incredible, the people that cycling draws and the causes that it helps raise money for. I think it's really a great vehicle for not only health, of course, but for programs like this where you can go out and ride your bike hard and raise money for important charities.
George Hincapie started the Tour de France a record 17 times. This time, his team rides for Best Buddies, a charity that creates opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Short, quick pole, Doc! Short pole, Doc!
It is all about the guests. It really is neat for everyone to share their story and connect, and it's about the pros and it's about Blackberry team all coming together to create such a special event.
These are some of the most iconic riders in America. We're here at one of the most iconic places in America. It's a fantastic combination.
Right. So here's what we're doing. We're rolling out here.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a left-hand turn.
Prior to the first stage, the teams break off. It is a chance to talk strategy. But above all, it is a chance for the professionals to remind their teams what this is really all about.
My charity is the Challenge Athletes Foundation, CAF. I've been doing their ride since 2009. Very near and dear to my heart just because how many times I've come close to being paralyzed myself in crashes, as Kevin well knows, since 2009 when I broke my back in the Giro d'Italia. So fantastic charity. I expect a lot out of you guys so we get back, they get that big check.
Christian Vandeveld spent 15 years as a professional cyclist with numerous appearances at the 3 major tours. During that career, 22 broken bones. His team will head for stage 1 in support of the Challenged Athletes Foundation.
The charity for Team Green, Team RV. We got a lot of Memphis folks here, St. Jude. So we're gonna put our hands in, and on 3, we're gonna say, go St. Jude, okay? 1, 2, 3. Go St. Jude! Yeah!
Robbie Ventura raced professionally for 12 years, including 4 for the United States Postal Service cycling team. Between dirt, road, and track, Ventura accumulated over 70 wins.
I'm really in big, huge support of the St. Jude Children's Hospital. What they've done over the last 50 years is amazing. They've taken the survival rate for cancer and brought it from 20% to 80%. They do unbelievable research. I have 4 kids of my own. One of the most tragic things in the world is watching little kids that are sick, and the St. Jude Children's Hospital really tries to eliminate that from this world.
Quack, 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 quack.
The first stage, the King of the Mountain, is underway. Each of the 5 teams distinguished by the color of their boot covers. Every rider earns points based on their final position. In the end, the team with the most combined points wins the stage. As long as you finish, there are points available. So every athlete's effort counts.
It's time to climb. Oh man, we're going, we're climbing. It's going.
This is the first year we've done Bluff Mountain. I mean, it's a real significant climb. It's 1,700 feet, averaging over 8%. And that's one of the most difficult climbs in this year's Tour de France. And these guys who are weekend warriors are putting themselves in the line.
Never show surprise, never lose your cool, okay? Right.
There's some really steep sections there. It kind of gets in your head. You start slowing down. Sometimes just a little push, you get over that hump, boom, you're all the way home.
At the front, the riders are not only chasing the maximum points available for their team's charity. There is also money available for the top individual amateur for a charitable cause as well. Dominating the front of the race is Pelotonia's Team Lewis in the pink boot covers.
2.5 miles in, 1.5 to go. It's real.
Greg Kashishian is second, just behind his teammate Brent Bellum, who has done everything but win on the hill climb stage.
This time, hopefully not second or third. Would love to finally get a win on this.
Bellum, a member of Pelotonia's Team Lewis, begins to stretch out his lead as the climb continues. Kashishian knows first is likely gone. The question is, what if anything is left? Well back, the positions, the battles are just as critical. Every move up means an additional team point, and one less for the competitor being passed.
It only hurts my pedal.
Third time's the charm. Brent Bellum is the 2017 Blackberry Farm Pro-Am King of the Mountain. Craig Richardson was able to move up late on the climb to take second. After 26 minutes, the top pair separated by just 19 seconds. Greg Kashishi somehow able to do just enough to hold off the charge from Kevin Systrom. Kashishian takes third. One after another, they continue to make it to the top.
St. Jude and scratch. That's your fuel. Okay, baby?
Great job, everyone. Come on, Green. You're almost there. Bring it on in for your team.
You got it. Nice work.
It's over.
We got it done.
And I'm inspired by people that push themselves. You know, I did it because that's all I knew what to do. That was my job. But when you see people out here just pushing themselves and doing it for the pure fun, I mean, it's motivating for sure.
Ryder Hedgdahl inspired an entire nation when he won the 2012 Giro d'Italia, the first Grand Tour win ever by a Canadian.
How was it?
Oh, it was brutal.
As advertised.
Yeah, right.
Fun and hard.
That last half mile was a real deal. But I made it.
It's easy to be competitive if you're in the top 10, but the guys in 40th and 50th, they would not release. They went as hard as they possibly could.
After the first of 3 stages, Team Lewis has the lead. The Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic is brought to you by Blackberry Farm, Blunt Partnership, and by the Soundtrack of America, made in Tennessee. Welcome back to the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic. Day 2 of this multi-stage competition starts with a circuit race on the grounds of one of America's most celebrated intimate luxury hotels, Blackberry Farm.
Oh, this course is brutal. You go completely red every time you go up this hill.
Brent Bellum is part of Team Lewis, led by former professional cyclist Craig Lewis, known on the circuit for his stamina, tactics, and above all, quick acceleration, attributes needed to succeed in Stage 2.
It's a circuit, so you're just doing laps around this loop, and it's very hard because you've got to climb here that as you go up the climb, the further up you go, the steeper and steeper it gets. So the hardest bit is the last 50, 60 meters. After that, you have to come around the backside of the loop. There's a big dip and then another hill up to the finish line, followed by a series of very technical turns down the hill as you come back to start the loop all over again. So it's very technically tricky, this loop. It's tough.
Oh man, I've got butterflies. I hadn't had butterflies like this since high school football. You want to do your best for your team, but also you want to do the best for yourself. We all trained real hard to be here, so you want to make sure it all comes together at this crucial time.
The pace will be set high by the professionals during the first 2 laps as they look to stretch out the 50 amateurs. Then, the race really begins. Over the final 3 laps, the pros can lead out their team members, but their positions do not count in the standings. It is the team with the most combined points earned by their amateurs that will take this stage. Professional Ryder Hedgdahl and his team member Stephen Collins. With a break with 3 laps to go, it is a bold move this early into the race, and it is quickly covered. At the end of 1 lap, the top riders for every team are now back together. Right in the mix in the pink boot covers, Craig Lewis's team. Pelotonia's Team Lewis. They have returned to the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic united in their effort to help in the fight to end cancer.
We developed a great relationship last year with Blackberry Farm. We're honored to be here, and we were so humbled that they brought a big group up to Columbus to ride, and I think they saw what a great experience we offer there, and we obviously are huge fans of everything that they've built here. All of us sort of being aligned for our common one goal is what this is all about.
One goal.
One of the great things about this event is that you push yourself beyond what you might otherwise do. When we think about the fight against cancer and we think about our mission, it's the same thing. Like, we've got to do a little bit more. We've got to go a little bit further. And the impact can be transformational on the lives of so many people. We've had an amazing group of people ride with Pelotonia this week, and Aaron Conley is just a phenomenal human being. He's a survivor of colon cancer, and so if you think about surviving cancer as a young adult, you can imagine how that would sort of upend your life. And so to see him here pushing himself alongside everybody else for a cause that's so personal to him is pretty inspiring.
Cycling has really played a big part of my journey just in life with cancer, and then now that I've ridden Pelotonia for 4 years, each year it's really a marker of being in good health and vibrant and alive, and so exciting to be raising money to help others. Pelotonia has one goal: to end cancer. And it is doing this by funding cutting-edge research, the next generation of drugs and interventions that are really going to push forward survival and quality of life to end cancer.
Pelotonia, one of the 5 incredible charities being supported this year through the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic. Coming up, it is the sprint to the finish line. Welcome back to Tennessee's Blount County and the 2017 edition of the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic as Stage 2 circuit race continues to heat up. With just 2 laps remaining, Aaron Conley, a cancer survivor here supporting Pelotonia, is still in contact with the front of this race as each team continues to battle for the overall title and the $30,000 charitable dollars that are on the line. At the front is professional rider Hedgedog. His goal is to pace his teammates to a top position. However, it is 2 members of Pelotonia who are on his wheel. Greg Kashishian and Craig Richardson are well positioned. And there is their professional Craig Lewis, and he is pulling Brent Bellum right up into the front group behind his teammate Greg Kashishian. Now Team Pelotonia with the top 3 amateurs. As the riders cross the start-finish line, it is still the 3 members of Lewis's Team Pelotonia, followed closely by George Hincapie and 2 of his riders. The final lap, and the winner of the hill climb stage, Brent Bellum moving up beside his teammate Greg Kashishian, the pair perfectly positioned behind their team pro Craig Lewis. Matching Pelotonia's moves, George Hincapie and his team member Pete Carolyn. As the riders hit the final flat section, Craig Lewis has done everything he can for his team members. Brent Bellum will push for the win on his own. George Hincapie has Bellum still within his sights, and still in his draft is Pete Carolyn. The pair now making their move as they take over the top spot. There is no reply from Bellum or his teammate Greg Kashishian. Pete Carolyn and George Hincapie execute the perfect sprint. Carolyn takes the Stage 2 victory.
I needed to gap him on the climb. Didn't do it. You know, if you don't lose heat on the climb, he's gonna get you in the sprint. Props to him.
That was fun. A good 10 minutes of fun, 15 minutes.
That was good. There you go.
Nice punchy hills. What more could you want?
Was that the plan all along?
That was the plan. Stick with the front group, let it splinter, go for it at the end.
One after another, they cross the finish line. A great result for Pelotonia's Aaron Conley. He finishes 9th overall.
Good stuff.
Hincapie's team with the top rider. However, it is Craig Lewis's team that takes the stage win. After 2 stages at the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic, Team Lewis has extended their lead with just 1 stage remaining. The late Sam Bell, the creator of the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic, lived life to the fullest. His wife Mary Celeste brought over gear from some of the numerous activities he pursued over his life. And so the idea developed. Combine Sam's passions, his favorite race of the year, and the professionals that were so instrumental in helping him develop this event that gives so much back to others. And of course, Sam would want it to become a race. And so 5 of the best cyclists ever to come from Canada and the United States ride what has to be the most unique race any of them have ever faced. The Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic is brought to you by Blackberry Farm, a Relais and Chateau property, Trek Travel, and by Lexus, the preferred vehicle of Blackberry Farm. Coming up, the final stage, the team time trial with $30,000 charitable dollars still up for grabs.
We're here at the start of the team time trial at the Blackberry Pro-Am. 5 teams, 10 people on a team, working as hard as you possibly can to go 20 minutes to the finish line. Everybody on the team contributes, everybody has to do their job.
Craig Lewis's team Pelotonia has the lead heading into the team time trial.
We're gonna be able to fly. This is gonna be fun. I think we can do 30 miles an hour for most of it. Yeah, with the tailwind.
Lewis's team will need a solid performance in the final stage, with both Hincapie and Vandeveld's team in position to take over the top spot.
We're going to go 25 miles an hour for the first 2 miles, so we have to stay together. So stay on the wheel, stay calm. I'm going to start, I'm going to control the pace.
I'll stay at the back and make sure that the weakest person is stayed in contact with the group.
I'm gonna start us off. I'm gonna make sure we're all together. Trent's gonna be the last guy in the line.
I don't think we need to get too complicated. If you feel good, just sit up there a bit more. Come off when you feel like you're done.
The first time you pull, it's going to be a shock how hard it actually is.
Clearly, every team has their own strategy.
Ryder, you're in 3 minutes.
The first team to get underway, Robbie Ventura's Team St. Jude. They may not have a shot at the overall title, but they would love to play the spoiler. Same scenario for Ryder Hejdahl's group, riding for the Tennessee chapter of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. They do not have enough points after 2 stages to win, but they can certainly improve their standing.
Way faster than I thought we'd go. Everyone's stepping up. Team TT. Short, quick pole, Doc. Short pole, Doc.
The third team to get underway was George Hincapie's group supporting Best Buddies. For Hincapie's riders, they not only need to win stage 3, they need Lewis's group to finish 4th or lower. For that to happen, they will need help from the other teams.
Stay right there, it's a good draft. Perfect. You guys are our lead rider.
Ventura literally pushing his riders through the closing sections. The clock stops when the 5th amateur comes over the line. They have shocked the field. 18 minutes, 42 seconds, the fastest time ever on this course.
I was blown away with the smoothness of Team Green. We obviously didn't have the horsepower the other teams did, but I think because of our smoothness, because of our fortitude, and going for St. Jude, we pulled one out of the hat.
Ventura's team has put a lot of pressure on Craig Lewis's team as they work away on what will be 8.5 miles of suffering as everyone tries to hang on as their team train rumbles down the road. Ryder Hedgedall's team is through in a time of 19 minutes and 11 seconds, 29 seconds lower than Team Ventura. For now, they are in second. The final team to get underway is Christian Vandeveld's Team CAF. They are in the exact same scenario as Team Hincapie. They need the win.
It pushes you that a little bit. It makes everyone just a little bit nervous. It takes people outside the comfort zone, myself included.
Team Hincapie on the final stretch. Their time, 18:15. They move into the top spot as we see yet another course record. There are just 2 teams still on this course, pushing their way to the finish line. Team Lewis on the final stretch, 18:47, good enough for 3rd place. If they hold on to this position, then they will be the overall champions. Vandeveld's team will wrap up the final stage. A solid effort, but it will not be enough. The final results could not be any closer, with Team Lewis and their charity Pelotonia holding on for the win. Team Hincapie in second, and Team Vandeveld in third.
And by 5 points, Team Pink, Pelotonia, steals the show. Come on, go! Bravo! Another 10G for the Big P.
$10,000 charitable dollars for the overall team champions.
Brent Bellum, come on up, baby! GC winner!
Brent Bellum is the top individual. His $10,000 also going to Pelotonia. And voted the most admired, Aaron Conley. He is splitting his $10,000 between Pelotonia and Hincapie's charity, Best Buddies. Once again, an incredible 2 days of competition as cyclists from across the nation come together to support some great causes at the Blackberry Farm Pro-Am Classic.